Hi, hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So far we have covered the 4 modules of this compiler design, that is the subject code BCS613C. Okay, so in this video we are going to discussing about the module 5 important topics and the important question answer, and mainly I am focusing on the model question paper and the previous year questions. Okay, so yeah, without wasting time, let's start one by one. The first question from the previous year question paper, here it is there. See, what what are the functions of an intermediate code generator? Obtain the directed cyclic graph for expression grammar. So a plus a star b minus c plus b minus c star is d is there, no? So for this expression grammar, again, see, the question is little bit different, but the answer is same. Here obtain the directed cyclic graph for the expression. Again, that expression is there, so we need to obtain the DAG expression. Okay, so the given DAG expression is written here, and for this you need to draw the uh, DAG expression diagram. Okay, so it starts with the b minus c. So it starts with the b minus c. Here it is a two type, it is repeated twice, so we are considering it as a only one type. Again, see, the leaf for a has a two parents, and a appears twice. See, here a appears twice, so in this expression. And more interestingly, two occurrence of the common sub expression of b minus c, b minus c, b minus c, here two occurs and are represented by the one node. We are taking both together in a one node and labeled as a minus. Okay, then that node has a two parents representing it's a two user in a sub expression a star b minus c and b minus c star d. So it is nothing but it is a one expression, and here it is another expression. Okay, let's see. Production and semantic rules are there for this grammar. You just go through this diagram and how the construction has been done for the this given example. So you have to follow these steps for the construction the DAG for a given expression a plus a star b minus c plus into a b minus c into d. Here it starts with the p1, that is a p1 stands for production 1. Here leaf of id entry minus a. So if you go through this production and semantic rules, if you understand this production semantic rule, you just apply these rules into the given expression. That's it. So the a is initializing. For that reason it is an entry of a. Again p2 here, again another a is introducing. So that is we need to write this format leaf of id comma entry. Wherever the new variables are appearing, entering, so those are has to be write in the id form. Once you have entered all the values, then you need to go through the operations. You need to perform the operations. So here we have already have a and b operations. P3 production 3 introduce the identifier b, so we need to we then production 4 have a c. Okay, so we have a b and c productions. Now we need to subtract here c, b and b minus c. So when we are going to subtract, we have to follow this production rule. P5 equals to node in bracket. You need to write the operation, which operation you are doing, and which are the variables. So P3 and P4 are the productions. For them we are applying the subtraction. Like that, step procedures, productions, and rules are there. So from my side, I will refer you guys. You have to practice this. Practice in the sense, understand this production semantic rules. Then you will be able to easily able to apply these steps. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Second one, discuss the various issues in the code generation. Okay. This question is from again previous year question paper, I think so. Yeah, discuss the various issues in the code generation. Here it is. For this question you need to answer. There are 5 issues are there. Input to the code generator, then comes the target program, instruction selection and register allocation, and finally evaluation order. Let's see one by one. They may also ask any two or three, like see here they ask write a note on input to the code generator, the target program, like that also they will ask. So for that reason, if you have covered this all five issues, you will be able to write the answer from this question. Okay, let's see first one, input to the code generator. Here input is the intermediate representation plus symbol table. Both are together, say it as a input. Here the input forms are three address nodes. Those are quadruples, tuples, indirect. We will see these indirect, different at the end of this topic. Again, stack, machine, then bytecodes, syntax tree, DAG form, IR forms are nothing but these are. Next, assumptions are there. Second one, the target program. So the target program, here output can be absolute machine code, fixed memory, and location plus a fast execution is there. Then relocatable code, relocatable code in the sense flexible supports linking, all the things are there. Then comes the assembly code, easier to generate the required assemble. Types of architecture here, RISC two types are there: reduced instruction set computing and computer instruction set computer. It is a complex instruction set computer. Okay, just a small, very short note I have written to understand the concepts. So basically you need to understand the concept, that's it. If you understand understand this concept, you will be able to write in the exam. Third one, instruction selection is there. So here the code generation must map the intermediate representation program into the code sequence that can be executed by the target machine. Then the complexity of the performing this mapping is determined by the factors such as the level of the intermediate code representation, the nature of the instruction set architecture, then comes the desired quality of the generated code. These are all. Okay, example is there, you just go through this. Example is very simple: x is equal to y plus 3, y plus z, 3 address node is there. You need to assign the values, like see, y value is assigned to the r0, r0 is load to the y is loading to the r0. That is here you need to perform the you need to mention the performance, and here you need to write the value, and the here you need to mention the value. See, y is loading the r0. Again here z0 and r0 is adding to the r0, and finally r0 is you are sure that to the storing the r0 value storing to the x. This is what the simple example. Then fourth one, register allocation. So here key problem in the code generation is deciding what value to hold in the what register. So in the register, the value allocation is a difficulty, and there is a lot of issues will arrive. So for that reason, it is one of the issue in this in this what design of the code. So while designing the code, this register allocation is also a part of that. Okay, so register are the fastest computational unit on the target machine, but we usually do not have enough of them to hold the values. Here again two sub problems are there: register allocation, register assignment. So based on that you need to explain. Then fifth one comes the evolution of order. It is a very small description is that even in the textbook also. So the order in the with the order in which computation are performed can affect the efficiency of the target code. That is all comes under the evolution of order. These are the five issues comes under in the design of a code. Next comes the target language. Here mainly a simple target language is there, and it is also very important, guys, because this question there in the model question paper and the previous year question paper. Okay, so let's see the what the purpose of this mode. Here that it describes the byte of a addressable machine with a n general purpose register such as r0, r1, r up to r n minus 1. Okay, so it uses the three address instructions. which are fundamental for the translating intermediate code into a machinery specific assembly. So the types of instruction types are, there are 5 types: load operation, store operation, computational operation, and unconditional jump, then the fifth one, conditional jump. So simple type, very common types are there. If you understand this, these types, you will be easily able to write. See, load r comma x loads the value at a location x into the register r. Here x is loading to the r, that's it. Store operation, it stores the value, again r is storing to the x, r value is storing to the x. Then computation operation distinguishes the source 1 and source 2. It distinguishes between difference between the source 1 and source 2, that is what distinct. Then conditional jump, here brl, that is a uh, branch register loader, causes the immediate branch to the label l. That is next fifth one, conditional. Here B, L, T, Z, R, L. These are the branches to the label L if the value in the register R is less than 0. That is what. Then comes addressing modes: variable or absolute, indirect, indexed, indirect, and immediate. These 4 are comes under the addressing mode. Then yeah, this is all about the a simple target machine model, short note. Okay, just note these points and uh, try to remember. And if you are not getting remembering these points, just by heart. Okay, yeah, because that's the last step. Try to understand the concepts, uh, but at the last moment, if you are not understanding the concepts, just by heart the keywords, that's it. Okay, so second one is program and instruction code costs are there. Here the instruction load r0 r1 copies the content register r1 into the register, and r0 this instruction has a cost of 1 because no additional memory word are required. So example is there. Okay, then comes the final last topic, and it is also one of the important concept in this fifth module, that is a tree addressing code. Here tree addressing code is nothing but simply I will explain, you just refer this PDF, you will understand. So simply tree addressing code is nothing but we are using a 3 format: 1, 2, 3. So 2 variables and a 1 assigning a value. So here performing some operations, those are the between the 3 expressions, 3 addresses. Within the 3 addresses we are going to perform the tasks. So again example is there. For this you can write the 3 address code. So this is DAG we have already seen in the previous topic, and for that DAG we are going to writing the tree addressing code. Then comes here 5 parameters are there. You must have to explain while if they ask about the write a note on 3 addressing codes, or directly if sometimes they will ask directly, explain the direct instructions, quadruples, triples, like that. I think yeah, here they have written like that only. They have asked like that only, explain quadruples, triples, indirect triples. Again they have 3 address codes. So in the model question paper they mentioned simply write a list of common 3 addressing instructions. So yeah, that's why you have to start with the one by one. Let's see first one, address and instruction. Here a name, a constant, and a compiler generated temporary parts are there, so for the address purpose. So we need to address the instructions, right? For that we need a name, constants, or the value. Without having a parameters value we can't address. So that is what the things. Then second one, quadruples. The quadruple is nothing but a 4. Quadra is nothing but a 4, right? So quadruple is using a 4 format, that is a output, argument 1, argument 2, and the result. So in this format itself you need to explain by using this example. So this is a example. For this example you need to write the 3 addressing code here, and for this 3 addressing code you need to draw the quadruple. That's it. and this example is standard one, and everywhere you need to explain this example itself, but the way of representing the table will be differ. So see, in the quadruple you are using the four quad values, that is our output, argument 1, argument 2 and result, whereas in the triples you are using only three columns: output, argument 1, argument 2, that's it. In the indirect triple, here you are using the instruction values in the indirect, same as the triple itself. Here it is the instruction index value will be changing. So that is what difference between triple and indirect triple. So here again syntax tree is there, you just go through that. Then comes the fifth one, static single assignment form. Okay, so it is the last one here. Example, C, P is equals to A plus B is there. It is the static single assignment. It is assigned as a P1. Again, simply we are initiating a sub operation of this existing three addressing code. So this is a three addressing code. After return this three addressing code into the static single assignment form, it is simply writing with the external, because this is a copied by this one, no, so we are named it as a P1. It is a P, it is a P1. Here Q1, like that. Other than that, there is no any difference, because once you are used the value here, you need to change that value, no. So instead of changing the entire value, you are just increasing the number size. Okay, so that's it all about this three address form. So this is all about the entire concepts from module 5. So we have completed the all modules of the compiler design, uh, and each module separately we have discussed the important questions, model question paper, previous year question paper, topics and question answers. So there is no any time, there is very short days time is there for us to, because only I think 1 day left for the exam. You just refer this PDF and that's enough for the exam. Do well, and yeah, all the best for your compiler design exam. Thank you guys. And finally, if you have any queries still, you just comment below, let me know. Okay, yeah, bye bye.